Welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another new round, new season of Let's Review It with Michael. I am sitting here with Chasing LA's own Mr. Quan the poet. Hey Quan, nice to meet you finally.
I know.
I mean, I've always seen you, the poetry, heard nice things about you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So we just want to jump right in, let's get to it, because people don't be having time. So let's just jump right into it. How has it been since post Chasing LA?
It's been actually fun. I think during the actual season it was a lot. And afterwards, I've gotten a lot of love, a lot of inboxes. I've been out and about and people come up to me and be like, oh, I love you in the show, I love your poetry. So it's been really, really good. I've been getting booked for more shows.
Yeah, that's good.
Sales have gone up.
As they should.
So, I'm blessed and happy for you.
So I'm going to get red and some probably thumbs down, because I did this all wrong. But we're going to rewind, we're going to jump back into it. Let the people know who you are and where you're from for those who don't know you.
For those who don't know me, I am Quan the poet, spoken word artist, poet, author, born and raised right here in Los Angeles, originally from Compton, California. I am the self-publisher of 2 poetry books, working on my 3rd, and as well as the creator of the I Am line, which is a line of positive affirmations for your life.
All right. Well, since y'all already got that first question, and now y'all know who he is, let's just jump right into it. So, what made you want to do reality TV?
It was something I've always loved, and people have always told me you should be on a show, da da da. And I was like, well, if the opportunity ever comes up, I'll try out, I'll audition and see what happens. I was a big fan of Chasing Atlanta. When I heard that they were going to do Chasing LA, I'm like, all right. Jumped on it. I didn't think I was going to get picked. I was like, let's just see. And I kept making it round after round after round.
How many rounds?
It was a total of, technically, I guess 3, because you did the initial application with a video. We did casting during COVID when it was a lockdown. So we had a Zoom call, and then we had another in-person meeting. So it was 3 of them.
Got it. With the same people? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, same people. No problem. So, since you've been on the show, do you feel like it represented who you are? Or do you feel your story could have been told a little more?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think you got to see part of me, which, unfortunately, the main part you got to see is because the people out are going off on people, which is a side to me. I think later on in the season, you got to see more of me and my poetry and my art, which shows a different side of me. You got to see a few sides of me.
Yeah.
But I definitely, hopefully, if we have a season 2, hopefully if I'm there, we can go a little deeper. Y'all get to know more of me.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be there. So, looking back on the season and seeing what you guys filmed and what was edited and shown to us, do you feel you would have did anything differently?
No.
No?
Just because everything is a learning experience.
Yeah.
So no matter what I did, be it good, be it bad, be it people liked it or didn't, it was something for me to actually learn from and grow from. So I would do it all that.
So what advice would you give to someone who's looking to possibly become a producer of a reality show or a cast member of a reality show? After your journey, what would you say?
For cast member, I would say just be who you are, as well as have a plan and purpose of being on the show. If your plan or purpose is to show your business and your artistry, make sure you lead with that, because it's very easy to get caught up in he said this and she said that and they did this and they did that. So I would say just stick to your plan or your purpose. If you don't have a plan or purpose, maybe you should wait until you find one and then get on the show.
Yeah, and usually the ones with no plan, no purpose, no product, no future, no nothing, are the ones that get on the show and want to be ratchet and show off and think they're the star. So, on the show, you touched on serious matters such as substance abuse and How long have you been sober so far?
So I actually had a relapse during filming.
Okay.
So officially, I've been back sober since February 28th.
Okay.
Like
That's good.
So
Congrats.
back in the cemetery.
Good.
Thank
So, do you still go to meetings or?
I don't really go to meetings. I have my therapy that I do twice a week. So that really like helps me just do it all because we go through, substance abuse, we go through past trauma, childhood trauma, we go through my anger issues, my depressive, we go through everything.
I am paid for therapy. I am paid for therapy. I did therapy through my job because they paid for it through the whole COVID stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was like, I don't want to do it virtually. I want to sit on the couch and talk, so be personal.
Right.
Because I like to do personal stuff.
Yeah.
So, but when we were online, it was the same way. It was just I was in the comfort of my own room. That person was in the comfort, and we were just talking, and it really helped because they gave me homework.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was going for like my attitude and mood swings and stuff like that. I was just angry, and I didn't know why.
I didn't know why.
My boyfriend always like, why are you so mad? Like you have everything you want, you get anything you want. So why are you so mad? I don't know.
It's like I'm still.
It's
like,
something
I'm just
missing.
mad. Like,
I'm
I just
mad.
woke up and I'm mad.
Yeah, I'm mad. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely encourage. I actually always say all Black people and all queer people should go to therapy.
Nowadays, I won't even say Black and queer, human. Period.
True.
Because there's been so much going on with us. Like everyone go. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that because I don't want to say that. So being on the cast, did they have triggers? Like, did you know your triggers going in? How were you able to handle?
It was different for me. So I had, prior to being on the show, I was already 2 years sober.
Okay.
So I felt like I did a lot of self-work. So I went in like, okay, like I'm gonna be good. Like I worked through most of my triggers. I think I'm good. And then we started filming and stuff started happening, and I was like, okay, I guess I gotta do some more self-work because I'm still being triggered by this.
Which is good.
Right, yeah, it's good. So definitely I think as you're filming it, either you realize your triggers then or you realize them when you're like watching it back. I started to feel them more toward the end of filming, and then as I would watch it back each week, I was like, ooh, that was a trigger. Oh, that's C. Because Andre screamed at me, I just triggered, and then boom, boom, okay.
But you figured that out though, you knew.
Yeah.
And then you watched it back and did a self-assessment.
Yeah.
So that was,
that's
it.
To me,
you understand it.
Yeah, like that's the best part. If you can realize being on a show like this, and if you could go back and watch it and be like, okay, this is where I need to grow at and improve at, to me, that's the best like growth and the best progress.
So we're gonna one more question about chasing in reality, and then we're gonna move on. So if you came back for season 2, who would you not want to come, and who do you want to come back?
Oh my God! I think everyone who wants to come back should come back.
Who do you not want to come back, and who do you want to come back?
Okay, so just one person for each one?
It's up to you.
Okay, I'm just giving one for each one. Definitely, I want my good friend King to come back.
Official King or King Fly?
Official King.
Okay.
Who do I not want to come back? I mean.
Okay, let's do it like this. I'm gonna help you out.
Okay.
Who would you say was your biggest trigger this season?
My biggest trigger?
Which cast member?
I would probably say Andre.
Then that's who you know will come back.
No, that is not true. That's not necessarily true because Andre does make great TV. Like he's good to watch. But he was my like biggest trigger. If I would say someone to not come back, I would probably say Alicia. Only because she didn't show up to our final taping at our reunion. And I felt like, we all had a tough season. We all went through all types of stuff, and the rest of us showed up to deal with what we had to deal with.
I just want to piggyback off of that. Like, Alicia, I don't know her personally, but we are from DC. And I didn't know that, until she had said it.
DC
and then,
Southeast.
Yeah, and then when I seen that, I was like, she is. Because she'll sit there, she'll read with you, she'll be compatible with you, but then when she gets to that point, when you get to that point,
right.
And it's like, I gotta see you again, it's on. And she did what they do in DC. Either they're gonna bust you in the head with a bottle, or they're gonna pull out a knife. And she pulled out her knife. So I was like, when she was like Southeast DC, I was like,
that's how y'all do
it's
it.
hometown sister.
All right,
It's
DC.
hometown sister. She took all she can take at this point. Let's go.
I understand.
So. Okay, well, we're gonna leave chasing it along because I want to get you in trouble. We're trying to get you a contract for season 2. So let's jump into your poetry. I did support your book, The Struggle.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I'm gonna be honest, I didn't complete the whole book because life has been so busy. Life has been so busy, like with my personal stuff. But I do have 2 that I really like. It was Numb and The Struggle.
Okay.
Those are my 2 favorite. So if you can, just go into what inspired you to write The Struggle, the book itself.
So that came actually after the death of my brother in 2018. For a few years, I've been collecting all these poems, and most of the poems in the book actually talk about just struggles I've dealt with, be it from love, from addiction, anxiety, and like all of that stuff. And so after he passed away, I was just like, I felt like I was playing with my gift. And so I was just like, okay, we got to start doing something with this again. Like, come on, Quan. Like, let's do something. So I wrote that and published it. Then I started going to more like open mics and doing shows. And I've been going up from there. So basically for the book, I just wanted to write about my struggles being a Black gay man and just the issues that I've dealt with in life thus far.
So how many books do you have out total?
Technically, I have 2 books out. One of them I did years ago in like 2014 called Reflections.
Oh my God! See, kindred spirits. Because my first book came out 2014, 15, and it was called Reflections of Me. So.
Boom, yeah. So for that one, it was on Amazon. I took it down because I'm actually going to do like a re-edit of it and like a relaunch of it. But if anybody wants it, just send me a DM.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
I mean, that's cool that you said that because I released that I was young, still young.
It's always when you go back and look at like your first one, it's like
it cringe worthy. But I didn't take it off Amazon. I left it because it was one night. But I do want to re-release it and add like more current stuff to the old stuff just to see where I was then and where I am now.
Yeah.
But reading that stuff back, I'm like, I was really fucked up. Thinking I was out here tearing these streets up, and I was really fucked up.
Okay.
So if who's like one of your favorite authors or poets?
I love Langston Hughes. That is like my favorite. Outside of him, I love more newer poets like Rudy Francisco, one of my mentors, Alicia Wise, Matthew Cuban, Tanya Ingram. Most of y'all probably don't know who they are, but y'all can Google them and child, you'll be amazed at stuff that they do. But yeah, those are a few of my favorites.
When's your birthday? Because I'm getting a sensitive vibe from you. Because I'm a Pisces, so I have like different.
I'm a roller
coaster. Yeah.
I'm October 29th, so I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah, I'm a roller coaster. Like I can be sweet, I can be sour, I can be sensitive, I can be tough. Yeah,
it's the water sign.
It's weird.
It's the water
sign. So I just want to talk to you about like fathers and having daddies around, and how was it like for you? Because I think you mentioned like, well, you tweeted rather, I miss my daddy. And I don't know if you've seen my repost.
I did.
And I was like, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about that. Because recently, I say about a year ago now, I reconnected with my father. The last time I seen him, I was 12. And yeah, I'm 30 something now. But then when I reconnected with him, because I did ancestral DNA. So when I reconnected with him, like we talked, but I didn't feel a connection. And it was like, he introduced me to my sister, who I talk to every day. She's 21. But I haven't talked to him since December of last year. I just didn't, like, even though I reconnected with him, I just didn't feel that connection with him. And I don't know if I should, like, call him back, and I don't know. Because he's still in DC, I'm here in LA. And it's like, I don't know what to do because, like, for so long, I was longing to reconnect with my father. Did ancestral DNA, found a cousin on his side, she connected us, we talked. It's just like, for me, it's just,
I would say definitely at least call him and just start that. For me, it was a little different. My dad was in my life when I was little, and then he went to prison for like 15 years. So he was just like gone.
Yeah.
It was like I woke up one morning. Well, not even I woke up one morning because he used to be selling drugs. So he would take drugs from Cali, go to Wisconsin and other states.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad, for the business. And he would sell it for like 2-3 times the amount. And so it was always him coming and going, and then one day he just didn't come back. And so for me, it was a little bit because I knew a bit of him, but during my tough years of life, like those years of like middle school, high school, that's when I needed him the absolute most, and it was like, you're not here. And you're not here because you chose to be up in the streets. So for me, I had a lot of anger towards him. And when he got out, I was still very hesitant to even be around him. Like, he would call me and text me, and I'd just kind of be like, okay.
But see, I didn't have that. I didn't have no anger towards him. I just wanted to know, like, was he still alive? But I think since I got that validation, it was like, okay, I'm good. I feel it. But I would say still just keep it open. You know, don't do nothing like too much. Just call once a month or something, send a text, and just kind of just leave that open to just see where things may go and just end up. Because I mean, y'all may end up being like best buddies like a year from now. Yeah. But I would say just keep that line open, just in case. Yeah. I would see that because I know for me it's like, ooh, once I cut you off, I cut you off.
I'm the same. Like it's a cut.
When I love you, I love you. When I don't,
I just don't.
There's no gray area.
It's like good luck, deuces. But I would say just try to leave that open because for many, especially gay black men or just black men in general, a lot of us don't get the chance to get our fathers back in our lives. Yeah. Whether they're in prison for life or they're dead or they just MIA completely. You know, a lot of us don't get a chance to actually have them back. Yeah. So I mean, since you got them back, I got mine back. I think we owe it to ourselves to at least keep that line of communication open and just see what may come from it.
Okay, so we're gonna keep this good energy. And going into energy, you're into like crystals and stuff, right? So can you break down, because I'm not into crystals at all. Like aura, like all that, like I went to get a psychic reading many years ago, and she told me, "Oh, you need an aura cleanser." And I was like, "What the fuck is an aura cleanser?" I thought she was trying to get more money out of me. I was like, "I'll come back." I never went back. But then over the years, and then like teachers and people you say, "Oh, you need your aura cleanser. You're nasty. This and that." I'm like, "What the fuck is an aura cleanser? Like, what do I have to do?" So I bought sage. I saged the house. Ain't shit change.
So with crystals, you gotta realize everything is energy. We're energy, this stuff is energy, everything is energy. So with crystals, it's the same thing, they're energy. And if you could tap into their energy, it could be like, some of them have like healing. So some of them are for like love or for like energy, for peace, to calm you, to ground you. Some are to protect you from like spiritual warfare and stuff. So that's what the actual crystals. I love my crystals. I wear them religiously. I keeps my onyx and tiger's eye, my evil eye, to keep you evil bitches away from me. So I just wanna be like real blunt with it. Is it like a mental thing, or do they really work? It's a little bit of both. Okay. Obviously, you have to believe that they're going to actually work for you. But I've had people who, like, I had a niece of mine who she's had terrible nightmares. It's terrible nightmares. And I told her mom, I said, go get a amethyst stone, cleanse it, and then put it under her pillow at night. And because amethyst helps with like sleeping and all of that stuff. And I'm like, put it under her pillow at night, and those nightmares will start to go away. And literally, I think she did it like a few days, like a week straight, and she wasn't having any more nightmares. Wow. And so now she like keeps the amethyst stone just in her room and stuff like that. So it is definitely, you have to, if you're open-minded to it, I would say try it and get into it. But you know, I get it sounds a little crazy, Because it's like y'all up here just touching on these rocks and this and that, but it's more of when you get to a space of knowing I am not just a human being, I'm a spiritual being having this human experience. So my spirit needs this. This helps my spirit. Not necessarily my human body. Yes, it can help, but it's more so for my spirit and for my soul and for my energy.
So has those crystals brought you a man? Have they?
They have not.
And speaking of that, are you currently in a relationship? Are you single? What's going on? Let's get into it.
Oh.
Let's get into it.
My crystals have not bought me a man because I haven't charged them to do that.
And why not?
Because I'm more focused on me
and
just working on myself.
Got it.
Right now, I am single. I'm getting to know people, so I just started kind of opening back up to wanting to get to know people.
So do they know that you get to know other people, or you just said it just now?
They know.
Oh, so you're open. That's good.
They know.
Yeah. They know.
But yeah, it's gonna be a while before I get back into a relationship. I gotta get myself right and get myself in a certain place.
When was your last one?
It was 5 years ago.
5 years. What you waiting for?
I gotta get myself right. Look, if you can't love yourself,
Well, that's true.
I ain't gonna let somebody else. I gotta. And in the midst of those 5 years, I went through more like addiction and stuff like that.
Just
so
life stuff.
it was like, all right, let me just work on me, and then I know the more I work on me, I will attract that perfect partner who's made for me.
Because relationships can trigger.
Yeah, and I'm a mess in a relationship. Like,
I was in the beginning because I was like, yeah. But now it's like I'm okay now. It's like, okay.
Because I will cuss you out and all that stuff. And be like, fuck you. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm real quick to be like, bye, get out.
Yeah.
Deuces.
That's
and
how
if you leave, I'll be like, well, ain't no coming back.
That was my attitude.
So
everybody was disposable.
Yeah. So I got fixed.
Yeah. So what kind of guys are you into? Let's manifest. What kind of guys?
I'm really open when it comes to the guys. I do like guys physically that are taller than me.
Yeah, me too.
Just because I'm 5'6", so everybody's taller than me. But as far as like physical, I mean, I do tend to like more of the muscles or the chubby guys.
Mm-hmm.
I like the guy that has patience because I don't have any. So you gotta have some. A guy that is funny, can make me laugh. I love a guy that is doing something, that is, on his grind to get his goals and his dreams. And yeah, have a good personality, be chill, laid back, not too much, and be able to handle me, which is a lot. Sometimes I can't handle.
So I'm gonna double back on all Quan said, but I'm gonna add, you need a little money, some nice stuff. You need to spoil me. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, like, you want someone, like, for me, like, I can do all those things myself.
Right.
But it's better.
It's nice to have somebody to do it for you. It is.
It's nice.
All
those things are good. Don't get me wrong. Those are what you're supposed to look for. But in the world we're living in, you're gonna have to accept it. Because if we shut down again, one of us gotta have an income coming in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So money helps, and the big penis stuff as well.
If I like you enough, it don't matter what size. It's all gonna feel good. Now we messing around.
Okay. We can go with that.
Because big penis. Oh, let's talk about that. Let's get into the big penis. Because people are like, oh, what a big penis, but you guys, so that should be hurting.
Well, okay, not like. I guess to me, big is so I like anything between a 7 and a 9.
Average. Yeah.
That is to me. I call that like husband dick. Like you can take that on a regular and not have to worry about your walls breaking down. It's not too big, not too small. It's gonna feel good.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a little girthy that adds another element to it. So for me, between a 7 and a 9, we good. When we get above 9, I kind of be like.
At that point, we can record on OnlyFans. we're gonna make some money. Okay. It becomes porn at that point.
Okay.
But that's cool. So any more projects to look out for that you have coming up? Because we know you're gonna be on season 2. Like we're just gonna put that in.
We're gonna put that in the air.
Of course. Why not?
Put it in the air.
Why not?
So season 2, put that in the air. This fall I am releasing a spoken word EP.
Okay.
So I'm combining the love, my love for like music and poetry and putting it all together. And I'm also coming up with another book, another poetry book. Already in the midst of like editing all of that and getting that together, which the editing process takes forever.
Do you do your own editing or you send it to someone?
So I do my own, and then I send it to someone
To proofread.
and then I edit it again.
Ooh.
It's a lot.
It is.
But it's definitely you just want to make sure everything is just right, exactly how you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes when I send it off and they send it back, I'm like, I don't agree.
Because it sounds like
I don't agree.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So you got to go back and retweak and be like, okay. And make sure that you're not taking their edits as like criticism and be kind of open-minded to it. Because sometimes someone will like edit something of mine and I'll be like,
because it's personal to you.
Right.
And that's why, I get it.
But yeah, so I got those two coming up this fall. I'm trying to get both of them out by the end of the year.
So, speaking of projects, I need your help because I'm working on I'm not going to say the title, but it's a documentary about being fatherless and not having our fathers around.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you more outside of all this, but I would really love you to come on, share your story, and just spit some bars of poetry or something. Open a show with some, hit it in the middle, and close it out. But yeah, because I really want to do that because there's a lot of us who we share the same story. We just don't give each other a chance to talk to one another. We get to know one another. We're so quick to and the wall immediately comes up.
The wall comes up.
Yeah, so it's like we don't.
That's when the fighting and all the shade.
And then once you calm down and talk, like, it's like we got more in common than we thought.
Exactly.
We just got so much that we're dealing with. We're just lashing out at each other instead of coming together and building an empire. But I need your help. I really like being a part of that.
Just let me know when and where.
Yeah, something to work out the details. Me and Mr. T-Walk.
Oh,
Mr. T-Walk, that's my
Hey, T.
Yeah, okay, that's my brother. Always got my back. But, and also having a good team helps as well. I'm just going to jump over there because when I first got here, it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
I did do a show of my own called All About Mike Season 1 in Atlanta, but it was during quarantine. Everything was shut down, so everything was being filmed either in our apartment or at a park. It was so boring. I still put it out though. I mean,
that was so boring.
I completed it, and I had 2 weeks to complete it because when I found the videographer, we were going to move in like 2 weeks. So I literally had 2 weeks to be back. Baby, we were filming like 3 scenes a day. We would change clothes, let's sit over there. It's the next day. Go change clothes. It's the next day. Get it done. But when I moved here, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm in the entertainment capital, but I don't know anybody. Right. And then I seen his name pop up on social media, hit him up. And he's helped me so much.
Definitely. That's something that I had to get out of my head about because I was always scared to ask for help. And now I'm like, okay, let me ask for help. Because there are people who can understand what I'm saying and help me bring that vision to life even better than what I can just do on my own. So it definitely takes a village. It takes a team.
It does. And then these people want to charge so much. And like when I met him, he was like, we'll work something out. Like, I'm not gonna hit your pockets. Like,
right. And this, I don't mind paying you what you're worth.
That was my whole motto.
But if I'm on a budget, I gotta find somebody who fits within my budget.
Right. Independent means independent.
Right.
We ain't on the heels. We're looking at them.
Look.
Okay. But I'm gonna let you go. We're gonna wrap this up. I know you have other things to do. Got a date party going on. You got your titties out. Somewhere to go.
It's hot. It's summertime. It's hot.
It is hot.
LA, it's like 100 degrees outside. I'm like, oh, it's hot.
It is hot.
I might go to a brunch later. I'm not going to West Hollywood.
We hope. Yeah. But I thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Nice meeting you.
Yes. We got to do this again.
We do. Well, we don't even need no cameras. We can just go out.
We can.
Drink, eat.
Look, I'm always down for
I don't care how it is. I'm going to eat.
Look. And I eat well. Clearly. I eat very well. I'm sucking it in right now, but I eat very well.
I'm not. It's all house.
I don't miss a meal at all.
Okay. But I thank you for stopping by. And I thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys next time on Let's Review with Mikey the Interview. Thank you, Quan.
Thank you, Boo. Bye, guys. Be a black queer poet is to be savior and sacrifice. Martin and Rosa, educated in the masculine and feminine, marching roads with an iron fist as rainbows of sunshine rest in our pockets, we have been told that we are the leftovers of America, but we are magic. Crafting spells and colliding two worlds into one so we all can learn to love. To be a black queer poet is to remind people I do not choose my blackness or my queerness. I'm not one or the other, rather a perfect symphony of both. Scars of racism and homophobia haunt my dreams. I remember my most painful scars come from those who look like me. To be a black queer poet is to take your wounds, turn them into art that makes the world uncomfortable, and become the activist for those overlooked, to forgive those who spit on your grave before you even had a chance to rest in peace. See, we have forgiven our oppressors, our families, culture, and society, and we come to heal, educate, and motivate. For the day will come when black and queer stand as one, and the great words of Dr. King will ring, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.